In today's video, I want to talk to you about celebrities that have had scalp micropigmentation. My name's Will Quaye. I'm a clinical trichologist and specialist scalp micropigmentation artist, helping you guys that are struggling with hair loss. So we're going to look at some of the most talked about celebrities that we feel that have had SMP or rumored to have had SMP. I want to talk about how it's worked for them and how we can learn from their transformations. At the end of the video, I will share my thoughts on what I think makes Celebrity SMP good, successful, and what you should be looking out for if you're considering getting SMP yourself, whether you're a celebrity or just a good, honest, hard-working person of the nation. So, why do celebrities choose to get SMP? I hear you ask. For most celebrities or people in the public eye, appearance is everything, you know. You shouldn't, but people normally judge a person straight off the bounce by how they look, you know. They're visually scanning them. So when you're in the public eye, you're on TV, you're on YouTube, or you're public speaking, this could be a key element of your overall brand, look, and how you want to come across to the people. So where hair loss comes into it, you know, it can knock your confidence, right? A little something's been taken from them inside. So whether it's getting SMP to have the look and, you know, I look like I've got a hairline and a shaved head now, or whether it's just to make you feel better inside. I always say to my clients, right, it's how it makes you feel inside first and foremost. Obviously, we're going to make it look good. It looks good. It's a win because you're just walking around just like chest pumped and you're just going about your day just in a different mindset. You're just ready to attack the day, attack the week, attack the year, attack the world on what you want to do as a person. It just changes you. And I can't explain to you how that feeling is going to make you feel until you've gone through the process. Anyone else, you know, if you've had SMP here, please drop it in the comments and share your stories and how it's made you feel from pre-SMP to post-SMP. I'm sure you guys out there would love to hear your stories. So my opinion on why SMP has become so popular or successful in the celebrity industry is because it drives instant results, you know, so you can pretty much be walking in, walking out, and no one's going to know. There's no downtime. You haven't got like well, I'm not going to say, but certain hair loss treatments, there is a little bit of downtime. People are very aware of what you're going through. Now, for some people, they don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, I don't care if someone knows I've gone through a treatment or had a treatment done. Which, you know, more power to you, because like I think you shouldn't care what people think. But for some people, they don't want people to know they're going through a treatment. They don't want the downtime. They don't want a treatment that's so invasive. You know, SMP is very, very lightly invasive. And there's no downtime. You're just going to come in the clinic, chill with Willie, and we're going to get you sorted, you know what I mean? So another point I'd like to add is with SMP, yes, it's instant. It's very natural looking. Another key point I would say is that it doesn't leave you with any sort of scarring, you know. We're just going to improve your situation, give you that frame back to your face. With other hair loss solutions, the one I'm going to mention now is hair transplants. They can be really, really good, done by the right surgeon and depending on your level of hair loss and your age. But no matter what your age, no matter what level your hair loss, if you are getting a hair transplant, you will be left with scars. Now, SMP doesn't do that. We can use SMP to cover your scars, so at least you've got to get out of jail free, but do you want those scars? You know, because if you're not thinking of getting SMP to cover the scars, you're going to have visible scars, or you're not going to have visible scars, but in order to have the scars not visible, you would have to rock a certain kind of hairstyle, i.e. longer on the back and sides. And you might not want that. You might just want like a nice sharp skin fade or a low fade or a low taper, but you can't get that because you've got scarring on the back of your head. Now, whether they tell you that or not, I don't know, but it's just something to consider. But, you know, you might be wanting to get a hair transplant and think, I don't care about the scarring. Well, then if that's the case, sweet, get it done. But I just think it's a point to mention and something that you need to know. So there's some celebrities out there that are rumoured to have SMP. Obviously, we get guys in the clinic guys and girls in the clinic that don't want their face and their treatment plastered all over the internet, which is fair enough, I understand. You're going to get that in the celebrity world as well, probably more so. People just don't want to be known that they're having a treatment done. So not all celebrities will publicly admit or acknowledge the fact that they've had SMP, but a trained eye can see. Some of the guys out there, I wouldn't have a clue, and that's because it's been done really, really well. But it's like this, even if a treatment's been done really, really well, if I'm going out on the streets looking for SMP, I'm probably gonna find it. Same as like, if I'm gonna buy a new car, all of a sudden I want a red Fiesta for argument's sake. All of a sudden, all I see on the roads are red Fiestas. So it's the same thing. But until the point I was looking for the red Fiesta, I wouldn't even notice the red Fiesta. It would just drive straight past me without me even noticing. That's the kind of same thing when it comes to SMP. Because you guys are actively researching SMP or looking for hair loss solutions, you're gonna notice it more and more and more. But when you do, you can then compare what you consider to be bad work, mediocre work, and really, really good work. So the first dude I wanna talk to you about that I think or is rumored to have had SMP, not that we should care, but is Jamie Foxx. I mean, to me, he blatantly looks like he's had SMP. But what do I know? It may not, it may be fibres. I don't think so, because it's sitting quite flat to his scalp. You know, it's often talked about in forums and sites, has Jamie Foxx had SMP? His hairline looks so defined and so straight and yada, yada, yada. So yeah, he looks like he has SMP. Now, if you was to ask me, do I think that's a good job? I would say yes. I think it suits him. I think it brings back his youthful features. And if I wasn't an SMP artist or talking about hair loss solutions or scalp micropigmentation, I wouldn't know. You know, that hairline suits him. I think in regards to Jamie Foxx's treatment, I think for most people he bumps into, no one's gonna have a clue. He looks good, happy days. Yeah, so this next guy, I don't know, because I haven't seen any like latest photos of him, but people say Vin Diesel might have had SMP. I don't know if any of you guys know any more about it or got any more up-to-date photos. The only one I'm looking at is that, and like, I don't think that's SMP. I think he's like done some sort of fibre thing, or because his hair's a bit long there. I don't know. But I think when people think of like the shaved bold look, Vin Diesel is a character that comes to mind, same as like Jason Statham. Wouldn't mind getting him in the chair and sorting him out, but you know, it's a bold look, so I know why people mention him in the same sentence as SMP. Okay, so there's loads and loads of celebrities that have had SMP, you get the gist. But lastly, I want to talk to you about this man who I would bet my ass that he's had SMP, is this guy, right? Eubank. He's definitely had SMP. Now, a lot of people don't like his treatment. I am not super fan of it. It is a little bit different, shall I say. Again, I don't know who done it, so I don't want to, like, listen, my channel's always about positivity, uplifting the people. I don't want to talk bad about anyone, but if I would have done his SMP, I would have done it a little bit different. You know, I would have approached it a little bit different. Now, I don't know the situation, so I can't comment, but my mind takes me to places. So I'm thinking what may have happened is he started losing his corners a little bit, right? So he wanted them filled in to match his hair, maybe at like a 0.5 or a 1, maybe a 2, something like that, just to fill in the scalpy areas, yeah? Now, if someone came into my clinic today and asked me to do that, I'm telling them no, it's not gonna be possible, it's not gonna work, you're just not gonna be happy with the results long term. Whether the artist that did it was pushed into doing it, like, you know, pressurized into doing it, or Eubank himself was misinformed, I don't know, but that's what I think's happened, and that's why I think it's created that dark ridge and rim around his hairline. So at the time, what he had done might not have been wrong. It might have got him out of trouble for that period. But again, like I've said in previous videos, I'm always thinking of you long term, right? Long term, it's never going to be the look. Same as when I say to you guys, yes, we can do SMP through hair, but you just need to know the pros and cons. And the cons are, if you ever do decide to shave in your future, i.e. Eubank, then you're going to be faced with a different problem. So that's what I think's happened. But even with that, I still think he looks better with that than having thinning hair. He definitely looks younger. It's not what I would do, but I think it's an improvement. So, oh actually, shit, there is one other guy I want to talk to you about, celebrity. I don't know, the YouTubers class as celebrities, they do now, don't they? They're probably more got a celebrity status than actual what we would class as an old school actor or, you know, musician celebrity. So yeah, there is one more I want to speak about. The last celebrity I would like to talk about that has had SMP is FouseyTube. Check that out. That, my friends, that is insane. Like, what the was someone thinking? That is crazy. Crazy. Now, I can't hold back on this one. Not putting anyone down, but just to help you guys moving forward so you can look out for things. Now, this is what some people class as, this is what I was saying to you before in my previous video, yeah? I was saying to you, some people do a receded hairline or a rounded hairline or a natural swooping hairline and go, yeah, it's a natural hairline, and then they do that. They do the natural shape and then they do that. Like, that is so far from natural, it's not even funny, yeah? So this is what I'm saying, it's not always about the shape of the hairline that makes it natural, it's the finish. It's how the artist performs the work, the finish, yeah? So that, in regards to Celebrity SMP, is a really bad example. It's not looking good at all. Hopefully he's got it fixed. I think he has, from what people tell me. I think he's got it fixed. If he hasn't got it fixed, or he's lost confidence in whoever is doing his SMP, please hit me up, reach out. I know we're in the UK, but listen, we get people fly from all over the world. Come here, sit down, we'll get you sorted. So, because I finished with such a bad example of SMP, I'm just going to give you a little collage of some of the recent treatments that we've done just to restore your faith in SMP, because not every scalp micropigmentation treatment was created equally. And I can stand by what we do here. I'm going to drop a few examples now, just while I'm talking, just to get your faith back in SMP, because that last example was quite a bad one. So yeah, now you've seen those, I just want to talk about the standard of SMP in 2025. In 2025, we're like bubbling, mate. There's some really good artists out there all around the world, like doing some great work. If you can't get to us and you need some sort of I don't often do recommendations, but there is like a handful of people around the world that I know that are good-hearted people that would look after you. So yeah, if you need any steering in the right direction, do let me know. If not, you know we got you covered here. In 2025, it's a lot different. So like some of these celebrities, you know, give them their dues. They had this SMP thing done 10, 15 years ago, perhaps. When SMP was at its infancy, it was still around a lot, but there just wasn't many people thinking outside the box and pushing the boundaries when it comes to innovation and what we can do with it and art, you know. It was just a cookie cutter, stamp on, stamp off, see you later. So all those earlier jobs, you're gonna find some horrific ones, to be honest. But now, you know, you're spoilt for choice. You're spoilt for choice. But because there's so much information out there, it's just important that you digest the correct information. And what you're gonna get from our channel, you're never gonna get no nonsense, no bullshit. What we do, we speak from the heart. We're completely transparent and open. So you know you've got a good source of information. So whether you're on the big screen or just an everyday person working hard, want to improve your look, we got you covered, man. All of our details can be found on www.scalpnation.co.uk. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. See you on the next one.